So, I'm not even sure why I am here right now. Maybe I just need to speak, to kind of listen to myself out loud for a moment. I find myself in a strange place. I feel flat. Not empty exactly, just neutral. It's not the kind of depression that comes from feeling powerless or broken, but something more existential. It's like, no matter what possibility or opportunity someone could give me, nothing seems to stir me. Not in a bad way, not like before, but still, it's strange. It's this place in between. You don't want to do anything, but you also don't not want to do anything. It's like floating between two worlds, still, but restless. And of course, I know this isn't what's happening. I've learned that how we feel isn't what's real. What we feel is valid, but it doesn't speak about what's happening. Last night, I started reading old journal entries from the past few years, and I realized that there's something there that wants to be expressed. Something about the inner world, the unseen life that most of us don't want to talk about it. A lot of creators have said that they started making content because when they were struggling, they couldn't find anyone saying the things they needed to hear. And I think that's exactly where I am right now. I wanted to create the kind of content I needed. Not because it doesn't exist, but because I just could not find it. Maybe because I needed to find my own voice first. Still, I can't help but think there's plenty of someone's out there right now feeling exactly like I do. And I want them to know that I've been there. What you're feeling is normal. You're not broken. This is only the part of being human. More than anything, I want to talk about reality. I think we've drifted far from what's real. One of the biggest crises in our digital world, what I believe to be, is a crisis of reality. We live in this constant projection. Everyone's performing. Everyone's pretending. And I don't want to sound like a broken record about AI and how everything is doomed. It's not that. It's not black or white. Every disruption brings both light and darkness. One part of that darkness is that nothing feels real anymore. So, what about when your life feels still, or empty, or uncertain? What about when life isn't good? What about when you feel lost, numb, or confused? We don't talk about that. We hide it, and we grow isolated in our silence. No one shares what's actually going on inside. And I'm not talking about complaining or broadcasting your pain. I mean the quiet, that private kind of honesty. The one that asks, how do you live with yourself? How you live with your own choices. Because when we talk about betrayal, we usually talk about what others have done to us. But what about the betrayal of the self? Because when the pain comes from the outside world, there's distance. You can blame someone separate from it. But when the pain comes from within, from your own choices, there is no distance. You become the pain. You start identifying with it. And that's hard. That's why looking inwards takes such courage. You can't escape yourself. You live with yourself from the moment you're born until the moment you die. For me, that hunger to understand myself was what drove me to start speaking publicly, to analyze others, to look at women who mirror parts of my own shadow. It wasn't random. It was a way to see myself safely through them. I was using their stories as mirrors to understand my own. But eventually, I realized that that wasn't healing. It was an introduction to healing. A way to prepare myself to finally look directly into my own reflection. And now, even though I've learned so much and have so much to say, I find myself scared to share it. Scared to expose myself, to stand there naked in heart and soul. It feels incredibly vulnerable, and I don't know if that's courage or foolishness, because humans can be cruel. And often we don't even realize it. We deny it. So I hesitate. Would sharing what I've learned help others enough to make the risk worth it? I don't know yet. I'm still figuring that out. But what I do know is that I'm being hungry for truth, for honesty, for something real. I don't mean that we should all expose our wounds to the world or glorify pain, but I think the stories we tell should hold a little more humanity, more reality about what it means to be human. The problem is that we love to see ourselves as victims and others as villains. We demonize, we divide, we point at others and say they are the bad ones. And it makes us feel better about ourselves. Because if they're bad, then we're good. But the truth is, we're not doing those things because we're virtuous. We just haven't had the same circumstances. We're not better, we're just not tested yet. It's easy to judge from a distance, but real growth begins when you realize you too are capable of the same darkness. And strangely, that realization brings freedom, because once you know you're capable of harm, you also know that you're capable of choice. And that makes you powerful. The danger lies in creating distance between yourself and your darkness. When you push it away, it does not disappear. It just goes unconscious. And what's unconscious eventually acts itself out through you. That kind of honesty shakes us awake. That's how we end up doing the very things we swore we never would. And sometimes we rewrite the story to avoid seeing it. I don't think we should face our darkness to save the world. We should face it because avoiding it destroys us. It's not easy to face that truth. I'm still learning to live it myself. But I believe it's the beginning of the real transformation. If I can't be honest with myself, if I can't live in reality with myself, how could I ever pretend to care about the world? Caring isn't a feeling. It's not sympathy or pity. It's responsibility. And if I can't take responsibility for my own life, I have no business trying to fix the lives of others. I think that's the illusion we've been sold, that saving the world makes us heroes. But the truth is that we're small, limited, flawed. It's delusional to think that we can fix the world when we haven't even sorted our inner chaos. That's why so many people end up bitter, resentful, exhausted. They try to carry the weight of humanity before learning how to carry their own. And in doing that, they stop living. Because the real work was never out there. If anything, I think real healing starts when we turn the mirror around. when we stop looking through the window and start looking at our reflection in it. That's how we reclaim our life, our voice, and our humanity. So yeah, this is where I am at right now. I'm starting to speak again. To share. Not because I want to change the world, but because I'm done pretending. I'm done performing. I want to say, this is me. This is what I've seen. This is the truth as I know it. I'll share it carefully, in ways that protect me, but honestly, maybe most people won't care. That's okay, because I care, and that's enough reason to speak. This isn't about ego or legacy. It's not about being remembered. It's about giving form to what's alive inside me. What I've learned through thought, emotion, spirit, and experience. That is what I have to give. And if it reaches someone, if it helps even one person find their own reflection, then it's worth it. This is my truth. This is my voice. And I'm ready to start sharing it.